All right, shown above is a slope field for which of the following differential equations? Pause the video, give it a try. Check in with me later to see if you got the right answer. Today we're going to discuss models for population growth. In mathematics, the law of natural exponential growth is expressed by the differential equation dp dt is equal to kp, where k is a constant. So this represents the rate of change of a population p with respect to time is k times some population function. Let's take a look at an example. The rate at which a population of fruit flies grows is assumed to be proportional to the number present. Suppose there are 100 fruit flies initially, and after 3 days there are 200. Find an expression for the number of fruit flies in the population at time t, when t is greater than 0. All right, using our model for population growth, we know that dpdt with population growth is always some constant times the population. We'd like to solve this equation by using a separable differential equation. We'll move the p to the left-hand side of the equation by writing 1 over p dp, and then move dt to the other side and write k dt. We're going to solve this by integrating both sides of the equation. The left-hand side becomes ln, absolute value of p, plus some constant, and the right-hand side becomes kt plus some constant. We'll move the constants to one side of the equation, and joining our c sub 2 and c sub 1, we get c sub 3. Then we'll put both sides with a base e, and this will then become absolute value of p is equal to e to the kt plus our constant. Noticing here, absolute value of our population is equal to this, noting the population cannot be negative. So we'll make p instead of absolute value, e to the kt times e to the c, separating those powers. Rewriting this, we will make our constant here, e to the constant third power, we'll just make that c. So c e to the kt. Now note this is our model for a population, and we are provided some information. We are told that our population initially is 100. So our population at time 0 is c e to the k times 0 is 100. We know that e to the k times 0 is e to the 0, which is 1. So we know that c times 1 is 100. So we know that c is 100, is our initial population. Now this helps us and gives us that our initial function, p of t, is equal to 100 e to the k times t. Now we still have an extra variable that we don't want, so we're going to go ahead and plug in another condition. They tell us that at 3 days, so p of 3 is 100, e to the k times 3 is 200 fruit flies. We'll go ahead and solve this for our other variable. So we have here 100, e to the 3k is 200, and divide both sides by 100. We get e to the 3k is 2, ln of both sides, we get 3k is equal to ln of 2. Divide both sides by 3, we get that k is equal to ln of 2 over 3. Now, plugging this information back in, we get that p of t is equal to 100 e to the ln of 2 over 3t. Noting here that ln of 2 over 3 can be simplified. So this is 100, and then we have here e ln 2, and then t over 3. E to the ln of 2 is just 2, so we have 100 times 2 to the power of t over 3, and this models our population growth for our fruit flies. Now, when you actually look at the final expression, it should make sense. We see here the 100, which represents our initial fruit fly population, and then we see this times 2, which suggests a doubling of the population, but in this t over 3 suggests that the population doubles in a total of 3 days. So we see that here, this 3 days. All right, let's take a look at part B. When will the fruit fly population be 1,000? So we have our model here. So we know that P of t is equal to 100 times 2 to the t over 3. We know that we want to figure out what time P of t will be 1,000. So we're going to set P of t 1,000, and we're going to solve for t. We're going to isolate the variable. We'll start by dividing by 100. Those will cancel on the right. On the left, cancel these. Then we're left with 10 is equal to 2 to the power of t over 3. We would like to get rid of that 1/3 power. So we will raise both sides to the power of 3. That gives us 1,000 is equal to 2 to the t power. And then we would like to get rid of this log base 2. So we will take on both sides log base 2. So we'll do log base 2 of 1,000. And then log base 2 of 2 to the power of t. On the right-hand side, we will be left with simply t. And then on the left-hand side, we'll be left with log base 2 of 1,000. And then using our change of base formula, this is log of 1,000 over log of 2, which comes out to approximately 9.9657, or if we round, 9.966 days. So then we say it will take us about 9.966 days for the fruit fly population to be about 1,000. All right, let's take a look at another. Example 2. After a person drinks a cup of coffee, the amount of coffee in the person's bloodstream is 30 ppm. Suppose the amount of caffeine decreases or decays at a rate that's proportional to the amount remaining, and after 4 hours, there are 14 ppm left in the bloodstream. How many hours will pass until there are 10 ppm left in the bloodstream? Okay, so first thing we have to notice is that this follows the same model for population as from before. So we have dp dt is equal to kp. Following the exact same steps as before, we will get that p is equal to c e to the kt. And we're just going to skip some of that work. So we recognize that our initial population is given by 30, right? So that p of 0 is our constant, e to the k times 0 is 30. So our constant is in fact 30. And our initial population, P of t, is 30 e to the k t. We then recognize that at 4 hours later, there are 14 left. So the population at 4, which is 30 e to the k times 4, is 14. Dividing both sides by 30, we get e to the 4k is equal to 14 over 30. So we have, as a fraction reduced, 14 over 30, we have 7/15. We'd like to solve this, so we'll take ln of both sides, and we get 4k is equal to ln of 7/15, and then simply divide both sides by 4. So we have 1/4 ln of 7/15 as our constant here. So this gives us that the amount of caffeine in the bloodstream, P of t population, is 30 E, and our K is this 1/4 ln of 7/15 T. Now cleaning this up, we get 30, and then we have E to the ln of 7/15 to the T over 4. E and ln are mathematical inverses, so this becomes 30 times 7/15 to the power of t over 4. And that's our mathematical model. And then in order to predict how long till there's 10 left, we will have to set this equal to 10. So 10 is equal to 30 times 7/15 to the power of t over 4. We will divide both sides by 30. So we get 1/3 is equal to 7/15 to the power of t over 4. We'll put both sides of this equation to the power of 4 in order to cancel that fourth root. So 4. And then we get 3 to the 4th power, which is 1/81. And then on this side, we have 7/15 the power of t. We would like to get rid of this base 7/15, so we will take a log base 7/15 to both sides. So the left-hand side becomes log base 7/15 of 1/81. The right-hand side simply becomes time. Using our change of base formula in our calculator, we have here log of 1/81 over log of 7/15, and this will give us our time. Simply typing this into a calculator, we get about 5.766. So 5.766, and then this is hours. So that's about how long it will take to have only 10 ppm of caffeine left in the bloodstream. All right, your homework tonight is simple. Go ahead and complete Personal Progress Check, Unit 7. There is no A or B, it's just Unit 7. Feel free to message me with questions.